Okay, everybody, this is Gerry Gobel,
Well, here's to new things.
a long
Mm.
lost buddy of mine, and been doing comedy for many years, just like I have. Only I think you've been doing it more straight through than I have, probably. Did you have a
Right.
period? Did you have a period of time when you were not doing comedy, or have you been about it all these years?
Um, there was a little time where I was out because I had to try to save my marriage,
Ah,
and now I'm back doing comedy. So I guess you know how that went. So,
indeed, indeed. So tell me a little bit about your comedy career, maybe when you started. I know when you started, but some of these people don't. And
well,
some of the
I would
places you
classify
played.
what I do as mainly okay, cool. If I were to describe my comedy, it would be it's the comedy of people who have been kicked out of society for the most part for inappropriate behavior.
Wow.
And now I frame it around the whole idea that it's all conspiracy theories, and then they're okay with it.
You know what I say about conspiracy theories?
What's that?
Conspiracy theories are fun.
They sure are, because they can be about anything. What I've really found is like you take the conspiracy theories that they all laugh at and they don't want to believe, and then you make cartoon characters do it, and then they're okay with it.
There you go.
It's really it's really crazy. It's like you got to talk to people like they're 3-year-olds, and then they're like okay with ideas, because
Right.
that's a lot of my thing is like I'm not afraid of ideas. Bad joke that doesn't sell. That's just execution problems. And concepts are great. You just can't be afraid of them. And that's really the big push behind the cult show is it's about the cult of comedy. And we frame it as, like you ever laugh at something and look over your shoulder, because you're worried that people saw you laugh at something. That's why comedy clubs are all dark, so you can't see each other laughing at the inappropriate stuff. To
Ah,
me, that's comedy. So it's the fear of being caught that really inhibits. So my feeling is, listen, if we can only laugh about things with select people, then it's got to be a cult.
hey,
It's the only way it works.
that's
So
cool.
it's the cult of comedy, and I tell people that they're chuds, which is a comedic humanoid underground dweller.
I had
I'm
not
going to
heard
take
that one.
whatever you think is bad, and I'm going to own it. You know?
Very nice.
Yeah.
So we're doing comedy in a bowling alley. What are your thoughts about that?
Oh, that's cool. I've done them in all. I've done them everywhere. That's what they said. Is this group that don't tell comedy, and they're like, oh, we do shows in weird places. I'm like, dude, I've been doing this 30 years. I've done every place that you guys all claim that's all new and fascinating. I've already done a laundromat show. I
Wow,
did that already.
I have
I've
not done a
never.
wonder.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because nobody's looking for it, and honestly, you get all the dryer lint you can keep. You get it's especially with hemp jeans because you can catch a buzz off of that now. The
Nice,
Anyway, the secondary market resale on dryer lint is pretty huge,
cool.
and so yeah. But I'm like, it's doing places. The bowling alley has cool. I used to bowl. I was probably in college. I was one of the few people on our college bowling team that got injured. So
Wow. Well, I can see wrist injuries, but
I blew my back out. I was like, it was. I went weightlifting with the dumb person the night before. He's like, you need to arch your back when you do that. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, I'm a professional. He was a pharmacy major. I think he just wanted me to get some drugs.
no.
And so I went the next day and we went bowling, and my back gave out in mid throw. And of course, I didn't let go of the ball, and I literally went 6 feet down the lane, and I was laying face down, and they grabbed me by my ankles and drug me across that waxy surface back to safety. And then I tried to do the follow up. So I was on my back for about 6 weeks
Nice.
after that. Yeah. So, but anyway, it kept me out of the pros. It's all these college injuries that get you.
Were were you in danger of going pro?
No, no. When they start talking handicaps, you're in a. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I could do okay, but I, I was a history major predominantly, so I was focusing on things that aren't real.
Okay. Give me some Jerry Gobel comedy credits.
Let me see. Worked with Ron White. Donnie Baker. He started it out in my writing workshop. I've run writing workshops for years, which is funny that there's so many people that have been through my classes are actually amounting to stuff, you know,
Right.
they go on and do stuff. And it's really cool. That's been satisfying. But Billy Gardell, I think, was the most fun because he dressed like he was from the 1920s and he took me to a horse track. And I had no money, which was kind of pointless to go to the horse track, but he was he was sweet. And
I
the
like
Ron
that.
White thing, there's a whole story with Ron White. It was at the time he was like, "Oh, well, I'm all sober and everything." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, sure, whatever you say, Ron." But yeah, and let's see, I've worked the last couple of years at Crackers Comedy Club in Indianapolis, doing pretty much running their open mic and um, helping to run the club because that's one of those things that never really recovered from the COVID thing.
Right.
And so it's like, it's like the biggest problems you have is like, okay, you can have a show, but it has to be like everybody has to be 6 feet apart, and you can only have 30 people, and it's like, well, that's great. That's you get that rolling thunder, the laughter
Yeah, that
applause. But
really makes the laughter pick up, doesn't it?
oh, it does nothing like space. It's about like, yeah, we're gonna do this outside too. Let's make it complicated, like so you can't hear anything. Do a couple festivals, you find out real fast that you can't. The ceiling counts. It matters, because you can kind of get the bounce out of it, but no ceiling. It's just you talking, and
Right.
you're not sure anybody can hear you. So
What other
um,
comedy clubs do you love?
well, honestly, most of them are closed. I did Funny Bone for a while. I would say there's a new one. There's a new guy in Ohio that's come out. What's it? Oh, he's starting a whole bunch of clubs, but I think he's going to be the new franchise. I haven't got in with him yet, but I'm just the whole idea that somebody's actually building new clubs. Because like when Crackers closed, there were a lot of people celebrating because typical comedy bullshit.
Right.
Um, everybody's got their attitudes because it's like when you don't give people what they want, they obviously are going to still give you good reviews and whatever. But I'm like, the only thing they got left in Indianapolis is Helium, and that was, and those guys, they like guys from out of town more than they like in town people. So it's like if you want to do comedy, it's almost like they want you to leave,
Hmm.
to go somewhere else to do it. And but there were a lot of comedians that were celebrating, and I was like, dude, you guys are just. I mean, are you aware the fact that there's nothing left? I mean, now that you can go out and do your patronless open mics, where it's just comics talking to comics, and then they're like, "Oh, I think it was a great show." It's like, how did you know? It's just you guys. You're all the same people at the same show every night because the culture's dead. We've you can say COVID is part of it, but another part is the whole cancellation culture. Like if you got to worry about, I mean, comics used to, I don't know, there used to be some girth to them, manhood wise, and that's even the girls. I mean, I'm not saying that's like but I mean, like they had testicular fortitude in the sense that, yeah, they would say things that were controversial, but it never used to be the end of your career. You never used to get run out of town. It was like, well, these guys tell jokes. They're the bottom of the food chain. Give them a break.
Right.
They don't make any money. Their families don't believe in their careers. Nobody believes in anything that they're doing. But they go out and they say inappropriate shit in a bar, and then everybody's like, "Oh, he needs to be gone." And it's just like, what is? It just doesn't make any. And then you're like, "Oh, we can't seem to find any comedy clubs around here." I'm like, well, maybe you should go to Saudi Arabia.
Right.
I mean, that seems to be about the only places doing comedy festivals now. You know, but
So
I don't know, man. It's
the night before you're coming to the bowling alley, you're at Underground Laugh
yep,
Lounge, October
yes,
30th, I believe.
yep.
Have you been to ULL before?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was back there last year, and it's a great club, great room. They got a swell condo, and there's dispensaries. So, to me, the whole Michigan trip, I'm like, there's a club there. Oh, okay, that's just a perk.
There you go.
But I got a couple guys I'm bringing up with me. I got the legendary Tony Bronchitis and his manhandler Jeff Goltz, and then Tyler Hammond. He's another comic. He's sort of a hippie dude. He lives in a bus, and he knows all the dispensaries in Michigan. So he's really our Sherpa.
Oh, very nice.
So if you're gonna go, get the quality guys. So you got to get the guys that know the ropes. Where you
Yeah.
can get a discount.
Sure.
because I'm living down by Ohio now, and they just legalized, and it's just way too expensive. So
They
kind
just
of we're
legalized
going
in
to Michigan.
Ohio.
Yeah, I'm living right down on the river, Lawrenceburg, Indiana. I work in Ohio and Cincinnati. It's my day gig, which I got to tell you, every 5 years I have a new day gig. You know, it's like acting. You got something, you got to move.
Sure.
And I'm working in like this old bomb shelter, which has been appropriate for the last 5 years. Everybody's like, well, you're not making a lot of money there. I'm like, yeah, but I'm working in a bomb shelter.
Ah,
So if the world's coming to an end, guess who's going to survive it? It'll be me and my open mic for the
absolutely.
radioactive mutants. And they'll probably be uptight about stuff, I'm sure, you know.
So I've
So
finally retired from my day gig, so I don't have to. So that means I'm a full-time comic. So
that's good. That's good. You know, that's usually how it goes, dude. It's like retired dudes and, you know, because I mean, who's got time to, who can afford to? Because
indeed.
I mean, how far can you spread a drink ticket? You know, you're gonna go pay your car insurance with drink tickets, and they'll be like kind of offended by that. I think a little, but you're like, dude, there's a lot of drink tickets. You
That's
know,
absolutely right.
and the cold show thing is like I keep all the gimmicky stuff secret as the last minute because when it's finally said and done, uh, it's a weird trip. It's like a kid's party by the time it's done. I mean, young me would have really criticized me for doing what I'm doing now, but now that I'm older and wiser, man, I was such an elitist little punk, and now I'm like, dude, it's just kind of having fun. I like to have more fun than I used to. Used to be it was all serious, you know, go do a show and it'd be like the end of the world if it didn't go great,
Yeah.
you know. And
It it
now I'm just like,
it's kind of freeing when you realize you're not going to be rich and famous
yeah. Well, and that also
because
means you're not going to eat a baby. So I don't have to sign my soul to the devil and go to Saudi Arabia for a paycheck, complain about freedom of speech.
al- although
You know,
I would do a cruise ship gig in a heartbeat. That would
yeah. Well, I mean, that's one of those things that would you want to be trapped with your audience for 3 to 4 days? You know, do you really want? I mean, if it goes south on the first night, that's a long 4 day trip.
I
And I'm
really
used to being locked in a cabin, but you know,
I really want to do a cruise ship gig just so I can say I did it.
yeah, that's true.
That's that's I did
I
Carnival
feel the
Cruise.
same way about meth. So